I applied for about 70-something jobs.
Yeah, I lost interest of school, didn't want to go.
Most of my friends were all into drugs and that kind of stuff.
With my attendance was horrible, I wasn't really good at school.
If you're not going to do anything, then how do you expect to go anywhere?
Enrolled in year 11 and 12 at the Moral Agricultural College, which is a trade school. Offers Cert 2 in automotive, construction and agricultural studies. Obviously Carrara Mining had just started up and there was a lot happening in town, and there was a few actual scholarships that were up for grabs at the time, and so I thought, oh, I'll give it a go, I'll see what it's about. They were offering mechanical fitting. And I grew up obviously farming in the bush, you know, all that sort of two little brothers pulling bikes apart, putting bikes together, and so yeah, I put my application in, had an interview, and they were like, about 2 months later, they said, yep, we'll give you a pre-apprenticeship.
Well, just barely finished year 10, and after that there, didn't do much for about 6 months. Then I decided to go and do some training at TAFE. So yeah, I did well, first I went to Willaguthra. They helped me out do a bricklaying course, and I did that there, got a qualification for that, but didn't go any further with that. I went to TAFE and did a carpentry course. I was pretty good at that, liked that, and then figured I was try something different. So I went and tried out for metal fabrication. It was basically just welding, and that was not bad as well. I just liked to work with my hands. And then I heard about this course here, BioGlue, and just jumped on it just to see what it was like, just try something different, so yeah. And then, well, been at the Grove for about 4 years after I did that course. So.
I got the opportunity to be in Shine in year 9, then in year 10, when year 10 came, because Shine was such a supporting program. When I got into year 10, I felt like I had nothing, so it did make me step back a little bit and made me feel like there wasn't any of that support, and I kind of actually really did need it. So yeah, I lost interest of school, didn't want to go, I guess, and it made me a little bit angry because I felt like from coming with a program with so many people supporting you, getting that, going out into the community and doing some more hands-on things, it really kind of made me think what do I do now? Where do I go from here?
I'm a first year carpenter. We do everything. We build the house from ground up, starting with the slab, ending with the roof, everything in between. Although at Geraldton Senior, I started off doing woodwork and building construction in the lower casters, and I just really liked it. Hands-on, wasn't too hard to do, and yeah, it was nice. It's good work, so I just enjoyed it from the start really. And then started off doing a school-based traineeship in year 11. It goes for 2 years. So I started doing 1 day a week with Andrew at an old house just not far from where we work now, until I finished my traineeship hours.
In year 10, I moved up to Broome. Halfway through the year, I moved up with my dad and did some schooling up there. And then I sort of came back again Did half a year of year 11 and then went back up, did another half a year 11 up in Broome. And then in year 12 I ended up doing all my year 12 up in Broome. I did my TEE and yeah, ended up graduating and got my certificate of education. Every time I got moved and was in a different place, I would treat it like, okay, this is my clean slate now, and you know, this is what I want to achieve. And although I didn't always get there a lot of the time, I think just having that vision and the thought that this is what I'm going to do, you know, and I'm going to do it, and just yeah, work at it each day, I guess.
I went into Shine, I think it was in 2010, and we were the first bunch of girls to do it. So it was a new thing, you know. It was great. It was really cool, and when I started at Shine, like, I wasn't, with my attendance was horrible. I wasn't really good at school, you know, and it was great to have something to look forward to going to school instead of just going, oh, you know, school. So it was great to do that, and just now I think it just definitely helped me to where I am now. Otherwise I don't think I'd be here if it was for Shine. Be at home after year 12 doing absolutely nothing.
My apprenticeship in cabinet making is 3.5 years. Joined the football academy at John Wilcock College, and I went across to Carson to do year 10, 11 and 12. Still part of the football academy, and in year 12, instead of going through the football academy, I went through mainstream at Carson and went for the woodwork side of it. Then at the end of year 12, Grant Jolly from the Midwest Football Academy got me a job here, got me some work experience, and I was offered an apprenticeship at GBSC, and I took it first grab. The best thing about the job is a group of guys, you know. You have them here, they help you along the day. Just love building stuff with your hands. Yeah, I live at home still. Mum was pretty happy. She just wanted me to go for it, you know, get out of the house, had something to do, instead of staying at home annoying her all the time. Yeah, it means a lot to them. It probably means more to them than me. So they're really happy and can't wait for it to finish and just get that trade. So I've got it for life then. My future after I finish apprenticeship, I might stay here, but I really want to try and go down south and focus on my darts and make the senior side. If that doesn't work, maybe move back to town and open up a little cabinet shop and just do my own custom furniture.
I'm Leslie Dan, I work for Midwest Training Group Builders, and I'm a third-year carpenter apprentice. When I finished school, I started a carpentry pre-app, and as soon as I finished that, I knew someone that worked here, and they said just go to ATC and they'll be able to help you out, and I ended up here. With this trade, I'll be able to work pretty much anywhere in Australia once I have it, and yeah, I could possibly go travelling working as a carpenter. Some of the things I struggled with is the heat in summer and probably just getting up early. Doing an apprenticeship in carpentry, you stay in town, so you get to see your family every afternoon, get to go home to your own bed, and yeah, even though some people prefer it out on the mines, I just wouldn't be able to see myself out there. I've got a few mates that are doing apprenticeships in all sorts of areas. Some are mechanics, some are jib rockers, some are electricians, some of them are chippies as well. So yeah, I've got a few mates that do apprenticeships. My mum and dad, they couldn't be any more proud that I'm almost finished, yeah. And I just think it's great, you know. I'll probably be able to help them out more than I can now, like, because I'll have more money to help them out and I'll be able to do more. In the future, I'd like to own my own home and have my own car and everything.
I work for Midwest Training Group, teaches Indigenous apprentices to carpentry field. It's been running for 20 years, of which I've been running it for 10 years. This form of the carpentry field is one of the better fields because we do actually do everything. You know, like at the moment we sheet a roof. You know what I mean? A lot of apprentices in other fields only get to pitch the roof. That's all they do. for 3 or 4 years. They don't know how to hang a door. These guys will get all that chance to hang a door, do the fix outs. As I said, sheet the roof with brick paving, concreting, how to set out a house, how I try and teach them a bit about estimating. That's another aspect of it. So they can go out and have a crack at it themselves.
At the start of my apprenticeship was a bit hard because I didn't have my licence, so I'd have to wake my grandfather up to take us into town and stuff like that. But no, it's been easy once I got my licence because now I just do my own thing. I love doing hands-on stuff, working with my hands. I love the finish work as well. And you stand back and look at it and drive past one day and say, oh, I built that with a couple of mates. And you also get trade out of it, which is really useful in the future. So all in all, it's just a good trade, good job. Carpentry and joinery is probably not going to be my own trade. I'll start another one after I finish, just so I've got other backgrounds to work on. I don't really have a particular role model. I just have people in my life, family members, friends, that I kind of think to myself, well, I don't want to be like that, so I've just pushed myself aside and worked for better, really. Like, go down, see them in the street and I haven't changed much, just still living with the parents and still not working and still getting low income, so you're just, I don't really want that. So I've just kind of separated myself from that kind of area and started apprenticeship. And my family think that it's good that I'm not sitting around, dole bludging in other words. It's also good so I can help my family out when I need something done with the house or renovations or something like that. I've got a bit of background knowledge into helping them, costing, materials and that kind of stuff. And it's good also for friends as well, because it's kind of the same thing. If they want something done to their house, I'll be able to give them a bit of insight information on how to do it. Most of my friends were all into drugs and that kind of stuff, and I mean, I did my fair share of it, but it's not the life that you want. I guess you don't really want to fall into that peer pressure. I mean, fair enough that you're good mates and stuff like that, but you sit back and you do the calculations of where their life's going to be, and it's not going to be much different from yours if you keep following them. So I reckon just making the sacrifice. Everything good requires a sacrifice, and I reckon just falling into peer pressure and that kind of bad thing it's not what you want, really. It's not going to get you where in today's world. So yeah, I reckon just surrounding yourself with good people would be the key to it.
I guess it always started with a healthy breakfast. Lovely big coffee, and Nana's used to buy the most beautifulest bread, so we used to sit there and have our yarns in the morning about what our goals were for the day and what we were definitely going to achieve by the end of that day. And I think her constantly building me up, really, that's what drove me to keep on going. And then a lot of the time, because I had bills and things to pay as well, and it was piling up and it was becoming really hard it was kind of like treading water constantly, trying to, stay afloat. And I just always thought that it has to be easier than this. It has to be, that it's not just, I can't just live like this forever, and there has to be something better. And I guess just having that hope that someone would, have a good look at my resume and, but I had experience, I guess only in one job, and maybe that's why people didn't look at me. I mean, I don't know. But I guess, just keeping on, I guess, and although it would be really, really hard, I'd have some days where I'd be absolutely miserable and I'd feel like crying just about all day, and it's just at the smallest things that could go wrong. And then, but I guess, just try to stay positive and get through it and say it's just today, you know, tomorrow's a new day. And
over the past 12 months, Bundiara had been going through quite a bit of restructure, looking at what the corporation was delivering and what they aimed to develop and design in the future. And it became really important that they had an Aboriginal person at the helm of their corporation to be out showing and being the face. There was a few young people within community that the board talked about and considered, I guess, for the role. The amazing thing with Jaden is he just exudes confidence, and he is such a passionate man about community, about Aboriginal Australians, wanting to create better opportunities for his own people.
My great nan was actually one of the founders for Bundiara. She named Bundiara, which means good place to go. And before you knew it, 2 years had passed of me being on the board, and I got a phone call from Marshall from here, and she was really interested to get me down for an interview because, you know, they really needed someone else, another manager or someone to just sort of oversee things and get things going. And I jumped at the opportunity, and that's sort of why I'm here now. Started in May. It's full on, but I absolutely love it, and wouldn't have it any other way, I don't think. My favourite things that I would have to say is the community events. I love the community events, everyone all together, and just this, hive of activity that happens down here on a day-to-day basis anyway is fantastic. But those community events, how it just brings people together, it's really, really rewarding, And my personal goals, well, I've got a 5-year plan at the moment. My 5-year plan is to leave something behind here at Bundiara that the community will be able to remember me for forever. I don't want a flash life. I don't want expensive things or anything like that. Just quite humble, a little place to call home, and as long as I've got a little car and, I work in a fantastic environment, and I couldn't really ask for much more, I don't think.
Well, I'm a mechanical fitter, and what my job is at the moment to repair and maintain mechanical equipment throughout the site. So we use a lot of pneumatic tools, hydraulics, we repair pumps. It's really just preventable maintenance and major repairs when there's anything broken down. It really is something else to be able to look at something mechanical and fix it with your own bare hands, get some parts in or make the parts even yourself and look back at it at the end of the day and say, I did that. It's really what I love about it, hands-on.
We had an opportunity at the time for Latoya to have a scholarship program with us, and from there we had an opportunity for a full-time mechanical apprenticeship. So it's been a great success story for Latoya, and I think it's been a very, very good, exciting. It's opened up her eyes to a lot of different aspects of the job. It's been fantastic the way the apprenticeship works. It's so on-the-job training. So basically Latoya's out in the field, with her crew. She's got the qualified mechanics that would oversee her day-to-day duties, and they can obviously help our mechanic apprentices develop further in their career.
In mining, there's the opportunity to work with boilermakers, with processing, with the lab. You learn such a huge variety, and it's been like you have rough times, but everyone gets that in every apprenticeship, and you have study and and it's hard, but it's commitment, and if you're committed and you stick to it, I can guarantee anyone that wants to give it a go will achieve so much with it. It was very hard in the beginning to adapt to being living away from home. That's a big one, especially being young, 17 at the time. It was I didn't really want to leave home. Mum, I was settled. So that was a big transition for me, and it was just really reaching out to other women in the field. I have many goals, but I think probably my main goal is to run and own my own business. It's a lot of study, and it's a lot of self-motivation to get myself there. I'll have a lot of support from Carrara and all my co-workers and my family, which is good, but that's my main goal, to stick to that and definitely have that up and running hopefully when I'm 26, 27. So yeah, a lot of studying that ahead, but I'm going to push through it and definitely do it. My role model is definitely my mum. Obviously I come from a broken family, and a lot of people do, and I have always had great support from her, and she's always been my rock, and she's always, Toya, you can do it, you can do anything you want to do, you don't worry about what no one else says, you go out there and you do what you do best, and you enjoy it, you love it, you've got so many friends, don't worry about nothing else. And she's just one of the strongest women I've ever met. She's got 3 beautiful kids, and she just is always there. You can ring her rain, hail or shine, and she'll be like, yep, what's the problem? She'll do anything for anyone. And I pray to God that people definitely have role models like her, because she's the best.
We've been involved with Shine for 2 years now. About probably 2.5 years ago, I just wanted to do something with young teenage girls, partly because I have girls myself who will be teenagers one time, but also I've had a lot of apprentices over their time, and I just love to see them grow, and it can be a bit of a struggling time, so we just wanted to be a part of basically being able to help them move through that time, and for them to know that somebody cares.
I had no confidence whatsoever. I was always downing myself, so having something like the Shine program and like getting a job here with the girls, it's really boosted me up, and I feel like I'm a better person because I believe in myself a bit more. I love my cutting. I've only just started, and it's been really good. It's good to go out in the workplace, and I didn't find it too hard. I think I'd find it harder if I went back into school and had to do all that all over again. But yeah, no, definitely I like it much better in the workplace. I look up to my mum especially. She's a big part in my life, and my boss, or the girls that I work with, I would look up to them because they're just amazing girls. And of course Mandy, because of what she did for me. She helped me out, and she's just an amazing person. Well, I'd love to be a qualified hairdresser and working with clients and all kinds of things, and just being successful. Well, follow your goals, of course. Like if you don't have something to chase after, then you're just not going to get anywhere. And just be confident in everything that you do. Otherwise, you're just not going to go anywhere or do anything. So, yeah, just work hard for what you want, and you'll get there.
Because I was still with the job employmency program, and I go with them every week, and they told me about this course and that it'll probably get me a job on the mines, so I figured why not, because apprenticeship with the metal fabrication will take us about 4 years, and just slowly working our way up, but yeah, I figured just jump straight into it.
Biology started in 2006, and we started with a cohort of young Indigenous males from the Midwest Football Academy. It was brought together by a number of different contractors from MMG Golden Grove, and they sort of felt there was a bit of a need for getting young Indigenous guys at that stage into the mining industry, so there was a bit of a foot in the door. So we started doing a training program, and it was all about machinery operating, safety, but underlying all of that was 3 different things: safe, honest, reliable. So the idea is if the student or the person can demonstrate those 3 things, then the employer can teach you anything. How to operate a machine, or how to work in a mill, or be a geologist if you wanted to. So it was a foot in the door. Derek got referred through Woolaguthra in town here, and he came to his interview. I'll never forget the interview, because he was come across a dry sense of humour, and we really liked that during the interview. And one of the interview questions was, do you think there'll be any challenges to do the biology course? And he was like, oh, well, if there's no challenges, then I better leave now. Because he was just, and we'd remembered, we started laughing and that sort of stuff, and we thought, this guy's good. He's come across a little bit quiet and shy to start with, but we've figured out that's just the type of person he is. But yeah, like, he does love the challenges, you know, and he jumped into every challenge that we could give to him, and he loved it.
Even once I was doing the bio course, I was always the first one to put my hand up, just to do, well, anything really, just to give it a shot. If I did it wrong, someone else would be able to do it better by learning from my mistakes. I told Clint that I had a short attention span because I wasn't exactly good. Like, well, I was good, it's just that I got bored after a day on the one machine, so just doing the same old stuff. And then once I went for a work experience, it was just, he decided to place me in the mill. Went out there for 8 days. So I first started out there, it was pretty hard, but after you get jacked out in the deep end, which is the best, because that way you know what's gonna happen, because you like learning on the job, which is pretty good, because it's always hard, but it's the best way of learning, because if something goes wrong, then you know next time how to fix it. Even before I was went out to the mines, I'd always help everyone out with whatever I had, yeah, because I don't really need much. So yeah, now I've actually got enough money to help everyone out. Yeah, well, especially on birthdays and all that kind of stuff, just have a big birthday party, you know. Just work your hardest out there and just try not to go too hard after work, because you just feel buggered the next morning. But yeah, as long as you do the right things, do all the safety side as well, and don't hurt yourself, yeah, just try and have a good time.
I hire people on personality. I just believe that you can teach skills, but you can't teach personality. You know, you either have it or, you know, it's much harder to teach that.
Yeah, juggling, like I said, juggling school and work is like a hard thing, but you do overcome them. I guess you just look forward and look for the end result, what you get out of it all, and knowing that I'm passing year 12, going to get my WAE certificate, then I'm going to be coming straight into this area, the work area. I love this whole salon, I love the girls, I love like knowing that I'm going to be like from 3 years from now I'm going to be a hairdresser, stylist, so that's what excites me. So when I finish here and become a fully qualified hairdresser, I want to work for myself. I want to make my own little business up and just like go around working for myself, building up my little business that I want to eventually own, and yeah, just work for myself. That's what I want to do. But my younger sister, she does want to be just a little bit like me, which I'm really proud of to be her idol and everything. Because she got accepted to be in the Shine program too, so she's going through that. She's looking into the hair and makeup industry a bit more too, because that's what I guess her passion is too. So I'm happy with that, because then I can support her more into it and show her the things that I know. And follow your dreams, listen to your heart, surround yourself by all supporting people that are going to be there for you and will support you throughout what you do and where you want to go in life. Follow up with Shine, because it is a good opportunity to lead you on the track of being where you want to be and the goals you want to achieve. And think big. Think big.
I guess just do what you love. Like, there's no point in doing something that you're not going to enjoy in the future. You don't want to end up to being a chore. You don't want to get up in the morning and say, oh, you know, Jesus, I've got to go to work or something like that. You don't want it to be like that. It's just not enjoyable, you know. And you just get into that zone and you just start getting lower and lower.
Find what they're naturally good at and what they're mostly passionate about, and basically do something to do with that. Because if they're doing something they're totally passionate about, then it will never feel like work. It'll always just, you know, feel like they're waking up to do something amazing for the day.
You know, you're not going to get anywhere if you don't go out there looking for something. And I think a lot of people nowadays think these things are just going to come and knock on the doorstep and be like, hello, like, do you want this job? It doesn't work like that. And you've got to work and you've got to have these things behind you. And you're never going to get anywhere if you don't try, you know. And I think if you've got the idea in your head that you want to do an apprenticeship and you sort of get an idea of what you want to do, ring up and ask, can I come in for a couple of days and have a go? Or can I just come in and you guys tell me what you do, and just push yourself and go out there and just do it.
Just give it a shot, yeah. If you're not going to do anything, then how do you expect to go anywhere?
I think number one lesson would be, don't be so hard on yourself. I think that was my most limiting thing in my life, was being so hard on myself, and I still am. But I notice it just tends to bring you down, and you know, you've got to keep yourself built up.
I think the young ones need to really get back to showing a lot of respect for their elders and talking more to their elders to help keep themselves on the right path. And take opportunities, you know, like to come into organisations like Bundiara and have a chat about different career opportunities. Perhaps participate in some volunteering work so that it gives them an opportunity to have a go and then make up their mind.
I mean, even with Bialgi, we only take on 6 to 8 students a year, and we can get 40 applications. But you can't just give up. You know, like out of that 40, we still can only pick 6 or 8. So there's going to be knockbacks no matter what. But then there's other mining companies that have, they do training and things like that. Or to sort of demonstrate to people like myself, go and get a job at Woolies packing shelves, or a trolley, or you know, things like that, working at KFC. That sort of demonstrates to people like me that you're ready to work. You know, if you're just sitting at home doing nothing, maybe you're not quite ready to work. It's a big jump. All right, so go and get a bad job. I mean, you know, a job, but it might not be quite what you want. But it's all about stepping stones. You know, you might start at the bottom and then work your way up. You always start at the bottom of any job. You know, so if pushing a trolley at Woolies, if that's starting at the bottom, so be it. Your next step from there might be coming to do Bialgi and end up at the mines. You never know. But yeah, you've got to give it a go. Don't give up.
Look up, live free, dream big, and see the world is yours. The world is yours. Give all you have to give. The world is yours. The world is yours. I tried to break free, you tried to keep me bound. I tried to live right, you tried to keep me down. But now I'm going up, I'm moving high then. Anywhere that I've been before, I'm flying, man. It's kinda crazy, like my feet are lifting off the ground. I'm touching heaven with my hands now to get the sound. But though I'm flying, my head is still level, and I won't be bound down to hear the whispers of the devil. Now the future is here, and it looks real bright, and it can be yours too if you set your path right. I know life can be hard, but you